Hello students, welcome to AIMS India online classes. This is a chemistry session. Here we are discussing about the chapter chemical bonding. In this session we are going to say about types of overlapping, and based upon the types of overlapping, different kinds of covalent bond formation. About this we are going to see in this session. What are those different types of covalent bonds based upon the overlapping of atomic orbitals? So based on the difference in the overlapping of atomic orbitals, covalent bonds can be classified into two types. They are sigma bond and pi bond. So these are the two types of covalent bonds based upon the difference in the overlapping of atomic orbitals while formation of covalent bond. Okay, these are sigma and pi bonds. Let us see first about sigma bond formation. The covalent bond formed between two atoms by the end-to-end or axial overlapping of half-filled atomic orbitals along their axis is called sigma bond. So, generally covalent bonds we have studied in the valence bond theory. Covalent bonds are formed by the overlapping of atomic orbitals between the atoms. If the atomic orbitals, if they overlap on their axis of nuclei, or if they overlap end to end, then the resultant covalent bond formed is called a sigma bond. Okay, a sigma bond is the first bond formed between two atoms. Generally, when two atoms approach each other, if they form more than one bond, then the first bond formed between those two will be sigma bond. So if two atoms they form only one bond, that will be compulsory sigma bond. That means when two atoms approach each other, the atomic orbitals of those two atoms overlap each other first end to end, or on the axis of their nuclei they overlap, and hence they result in the formation of a sigma bond first of all. Sigma bond is strong bond because the extent of overlapping between the electron clouds is maximum. So when two atoms approach each other, first the atomic orbitals of those two atoms overlap each other on the axis of their nuclei. Then the extent of overlapping will be a little greater. That is why the bond formed because of this end-to-end overlapping, which is called sigma bond, is a stronger bond. The electron cloud of sigma bond is symmetrical about the line joining the nuclei of the two atoms. So it will be symmetrical to the line joining the two nuclei of those two atoms. That will say axis of their nuclei. So the sigma bond will be symmetrical to the axis of their nuclei of two atoms. Now let us see types of overlapping of atomic orbitals. First let us go through SS overlapping. So let us understand this as SS overlapping by taking the formation of hydrogen molecule as example. We know in the hydrogen molecule, each hydrogen atom has one electron in its 1s orbital, which is spherical in shape, isn't it? Because atomic number of hydrogen is 1, its configuration is 1s1, means hydrogen atom has its valence electron in its 1s orbital, which is in spherical shape. 1s orbital of both the hydrogen atoms approach each other closely, and when they reach a point of maximum attraction by the two nuclei, the atomic orbitals or the 1s orbitals of these two hydrogen atoms overlap each other and form a sigma bond. So when two hydrogen atoms approach each other a certain distance, at a particular distance, the atomic orbital of one hydrogen atom overlaps, means merges with the 1s orbital of another hydrogen atom, results in the formation of a sigma bond. So thus the resultant sigma bond is because of the overlapping of s orbital of one hydrogen and one s orbital of another hydrogen. That is why here the overlapping is said to be s overlapping. So we can say hydrogen molecule is formed by the ss overlapping of atomic orbitals. Okay, the bond has two electrons which have opposite spins. So in this way, initially two hydrogen atoms are having single electrons in in their s orbitals. When two hydrogen atoms approach each other at a particular distance where they have maximum extent of attraction, there the 1s orbital of one hydrogen merges or overlaps with the s orbital of another hydrogen. Thus, the single electrons of these two hydrogen atoms, they'll be paired up and they attain opposite spins. One will be the clockwise spin, the other one will attain the anti-clockwise spin. In this way, electrons pair with opposite spin. The probability of finding these electrons is maximum in the region between the two nuclei of the molecular axis. So the probability of finding this pair of electrons will be maximum on the axis of their nuclei. Here it will be maximum. The electron density of the bond is distributed symmetrically about the molecular axis. This is called molecular axis. So now the sigma bond is symmetrical to the molecular axis. The electron cloud will be symmetrical in space around the molecular axis. Thus, SS overlapping is occurring in the hydrogen molecule formation, resulting in the sigma bond. Now let us see another kind of overlapping, that is sp overlapping. Let us understand this sp overlapping by taking the formation of hydrogen fluoride as example. In the hydrogen fluoride molecule, fluorine has the valence electronic configuration of 1s2, 2s2, valence configuration of, so we have to take from the outer shell, that is 2s2, 2p7. That means 2s2, 2px2, 2py2 and 2pz1. Means if you observe the configuration, one of the outermost orbitals, that is 2pz orbital, is singly occupied. This pz orbital of fluorine will participate in the overlapping in the bond formation. We have studied in the rules, in the point summary of this valence bond theory. The atomic orbitals which are singly occupied with the electrons only will participate in the overlapping, isn't it? So here for fluorine there is one 2p orbital, that is 2pz orbital, which is singly occupied with the electron. This 2p orbital of fluorine overlaps with 1s orbital of hydrogen to form a sigma bond. In this way, suppose this is a 1s orbital of hydrogen which is having a single electron, and it is the 2pz orbital of fluorine which is also having a single bond. When these two atoms approach each other at a distance where the maximum attraction occurs between these two atoms, the 1s orbital of hydrogen overlaps with 2pz orbital of fluorine, results in the formation of sp overlapping with sigma bond formation. So now this electron pair is shared between these two atoms, and thus a sigma bond is formed between hydrogen and fluorine, which we are considering here as a sp overlapping sigma bond. Okay, this is the way. Hydrogen has single electron, fluorine has a single electron in its 2pz orbital. When these two atoms approach each other, s orbital of hydrogen overlaps with p orbital or 2pz orbital of fluorine, results in the formation of a sigma bond. This kind of overlapping is called sp overlapping. Okay, s orbital of one atom overlaps with p orbital of another atom in the formation of a sigma bond. This kind of overlapping is called sp overlapping. Some other molecules. Some other examples for the molecules having sp overlapping are shown here. Water molecule, ammonia molecule, etc. In these molecules, s orbital of hydrogen atoms which are having single electrons in them, they overlap with the p orbitals of central atoms like oxygen and nitrogen. They also have single electrons in them. Now, the p orbitals of this oxygen or nitrogen, they overlap with s orbitals of hydrogen, results in the formation of sp overlapping sigma bonds. Okay. Now let us see the another kind of overlapping in the formation of sigma bond, that is pp overlapping. Let us consider this pp overlapping with the example, that is formation of fluorine molecule, that is F2 molecule. We know in the fluorine molecule, in the fluorine atom, there is one orbital which is singly occupied, that is 2pz orbital, isn't it? Because atomic number of fluorine is 9 and its configuration is 2, 7. In the outermost shell, that is in the second shell, totally there are 7 electrons. In the 2p subshell, the 2pz orbital is singly occupied with electron. Now, in the same way, both the fluorine atoms they are having singly occupied 2pz orbitals. When two fluorine atoms approach each other, 2pz orbital of one fluorine overlaps with 2pz orbital of another fluorine, results in the formation of a sigma bond. Thus, the overlapping occurred here between the two fluorine atoms is said to be pp overlapping, because p orbital of one fluorine overlapping with p orbital of another fluorine results in the formation of a sigma bond. And this pair of electrons, this covalent bond, is distributed on the axis of their nuclei. It is being symmetrical to the axis of nuclei of the two fluorine atoms. Thus, it is a sigma bond. Okay. That is, one orbital is singly occupied in the fluorine, of course, we have seen already. So when p orbitals of two fluorine atoms approach each other with their heads directly towards one another, they overlap and form a sigma bond. We have seen this already. So one 2pz orbital of fluorine is singly occupied with electron. So when two fluorine atoms approach each other, these singly occupied orbitals of both the fluorines, they overlap each other and make their single electrons paired. And thus a sigma bond is formed between these two fluorine atoms. Here the overlapping occurring is called pp overlapping. So in the fluorine molecule, sigma bond is formed as a result of pp overlapping of atomic orbitals. Okay. Now let us see some other examples for the molecules having this pp overlapping in them are Cl2 molecule, O2 molecule, nitrogen molecule, etc. In these molecules, their sigma bond is resulted as a result is formed as a result of pp overlapping of atomic orbitals. Okay, that's about atomic orbital overlappings. SS overlapping, sp overlapping, pp overlapping. So these all results in the formation of a sigma bond. Now let us see another kind of bonding, that is a pi bond. The covalent bond formed by the sidewise or lateral overlapping of atomic orbitals is known as pi bond. Till now we have seen in the sigma bond formation, atomic orbitals are overlapping each other on their axis of nuclei, isn't it? That we call end-to-end overlapping or head-on-head overlapping. In other way also atomic orbitals they overlap each other. Suppose this is the nucleus of one atom. This is the nucleus of another atom. This is called axis of their nuclei. Here the overlapping is occurring sideways to the axis of their nuclei. This kind of overlapping is called pi bond formation. The covalent bond formed by the sidewise overlapping or lateral overlapping of atomic orbitals results in the formation of the covalent bond called pi bond. Okay, pi bonds are formed by the sidewise or lateral overlapping of p orbitals generally, because s orbitals they cannot overlap sidewise because s orbitals are spherical in shape. They cannot overlap sideways. They'll be completely symmetrical to the axis of nuclei. So they cannot participate in the pi bond formation. Only p orbitals they can participate in the pi bond formation, because pi bonds are formed by the sidewise or lateral overlapping of atomic orbitals. So the overlapping takes place at the side of two lobes, and hence the extent of overlap is relatively smaller. So in case of sigma bond formation, overlapping is happening on the axis of nuclei. So the extent of overlap will be maximum. Hence we told sigma bond is stronger. But in the case of pi bond formation, the overlapping is taking place at the sides of two lobes. See here, this is the axis of nuclei. Here it is occurring overlapping. Here it is occurring. At the sides it is happening. So as this overlapping is occurring at the sides, the extent of overlapping will be relatively smaller. Thus, pi bond is a weaker bond and in comparison to a sigma bond. In case of sigma bond, orbitals are overlapping on the axis of their nuclei. So extent of overlap will be maximum in case of sigma bond formation. Whereas in case of pi bond formation, overlapping of atomic orbitals is taking place sideways, sideways of two lobes. Hence, extent of overlapping will be somewhat smaller when compared to sigma bond. That is why pi bond is a weaker bond than a sigma bond. Okay, the molecular orbital is oriented above and below the plane containing nuclear axis. So this overlapping molecular orbital, the resultant orbital after the overlapping will be oriented above and below the plane containing nucleus or nuclei of both the atoms. So this is the axis of nuclei. It is this overlapping is occurring above and below the plane. So this is oriented above and below the plane of axis of nuclei. Okay. So in other way, covalent bonds are of three types based on the number of electron pairs shared between the bonded atoms. So covalent bonds again can be classified into three types based upon the number of electron pairs shared between the bonded atoms. They are single bonds, double bonds and triple bonds. Let us say about single bond here. A single bond consists of only sigma bond. It is formed by the sharing of one pair of electrons between two atoms. So when two atoms share a pair of electrons between them, then the covalent bond formed is called a single bond, single covalent bond. Simply to say, the covalent bond formed by the sharing of a pair of electrons between two atoms is called a single bond. For example, in H2 molecule, in the formation of hydrogen molecule, both the hydrogen atoms contribute one electron from each and they share a pair of electrons. Single pair of electrons are shared between these two atoms. Thus, they form a covalent bond which is called single bond. Okay. In the other way also covalent bonds are formed between the atoms. They may share more than one pair of electrons. So they may come under different kinds. One of them is a double bond. A double bond consists of one sigma bond and one pi bond. Two bonds will be there between two atoms. So it is formed by sharing of two electron pairs between two atoms. We can say example oxygen molecule formation. In the formation of oxygen molecule, both the oxygen atoms they share two pairs of electrons. So this we explain in the atomic orbital overlappings also. First, when two oxygen atoms approach each other, their 2p-z orbitals overlap on the axis of their nuclei and thus they share a pair of electrons. They result in the formation of sigma bond. And there will be one more atomic orbital with a single electron in each oxygen again. That is 2p-y orbital. It is having single electron. It is also having single electron other oxygen. These two will be overlapping sideways like this. Thus results in the formation of a pi bond. In this way, between two oxygen atoms, by sharing of two pairs of electrons, two covalent bonds are formed. One of them is a single bond, the other one is a pi bond. These two together is called now a double bond. Okay, a double bond consists of one sigma bond and one pi bond. It is formed by sharing of two pairs of electrons between two atoms. Okay. Next, let us see another kind of bond that is a triple bond. A triple bond consists of one sigma bond and two pi bonds. It is formed by the sharing of three pairs of electrons between two atoms. We can say an example for this, formation of nitrogen molecule. In the formation of nitrogen molecule, first between the two nitrogen atoms, three pairs of electrons shared. So we can explain this with the orbital overlapping concept also. When two nitrogen atoms approach each other, the 2pz orbital of nitrogen, which is having a single electron, overlaps with 2pz orbital of another nitrogen atom, results in the formation of a sigma bond like this. So here, a pair of electrons are shared between two nitrogen atoms. This results in the sigma bond formation. And there are two more orbitals, 2p orbitals in each nitrogen, which are having single electrons in them, 2py and 2px orbitals. Here also, in this nitrogen atom also, 2py and 2px orbitals are still with single electrons. Now, this 2py orbital of one nitrogen overlaps with the 2py orbital of another nitrogen sideways like this and results in the formation of a pi bond. Okay, the sideways overlapping of 2py orbitals results in the formation of a pi bond. And there are two more orbitals which are perpendicular to these. Thus we can say 2px orbitals. These will be sideways, they overlap like this. Okay, and here they are resulting in the formation of a one more pi bond between them. In this way, between two nitrogen atoms, they are occurring one sigma bond and two pi bonds. These are three covalent bonds together called, all together considered as a triple bond. So this triple bond consists of one sigma bond and two pi bonds. Okay. Now double bonds and triple bonds are collectively known as multiple bonds because these bonds are formed by sharing of multiple pairs of electrons between the atoms. Double bond is formed by the sharing of two pairs of electrons between atoms, isn't it? In the same way, triple bond is formed by the sharing of three pairs of electrons between two atoms. That is why these double bonds and triple bonds are collectively called as multiple bonds. In these multiple bonds, one bond will be sigma bond, remaining bonds will be pi bonds. Okay, that's about overlapping of atomic orbitals and types of covalent bonds based upon the overlapping of atomic orbitals. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel AIMS Today and visit our website aimstoday.in for latest updates and recorded videos.